Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I uploaded my last video. I think it was in December. So it's been like more than 3 months. I mean, a lot of things has been happening in tech world, especially like with all the AI stuff coming out, OpenClaw, agents, so much. Winter is coming to an end, and I've been doing a non-profit project for like last 1 month. Yesterday we had the presentation and it was so much fun to work with the team after a long time. So I did a lot of interesting things during these last 3 months. Before winter started, we went to Niagara. We had some friends visiting from Alberta, so we went to Niagara. Then we went to like a few places like CN Tower, the usual tourist experience. Ripley's. Then I really liked Niagara in the fall. Um, the weather was really nice, so much uh, greenery, so many things to like explore and do. After that, we I had a few interviews for different data science roles, and one thing I noticed is that data science is one of those fields where the interviews are so non-standard, and so far this has been my experience. um, at a mid-level, each company expects a different thing from a data scientist. So far I've had take homes, SQL focused technical assessments, and uh, fully statistics focused assessments with no SQL at all, fully like engineering kind of DSA assessments. So it's so weird, even though it's not such a new field anymore. The thing is, it's kind of like an umbrella term, and there's so many different niche things inside, like infrastructure. There is like statistical analysis and causal inference and experimentation. That's one of my focus roles. And there's like dashboarding and communicating to stakeholders, SQL, data engineering, sometimes like envelopes, so many different fields. And it's better to like double down on something under data science rather than like preparing for everything at once. And so far in my experience, being a generalist doesn't really work anymore. So, and when it comes to coding is an almost solved problem now with Cloud CLI, OpenClaw. Agents are doing a good job. Now the bottleneck is infrastructure and scalability and architecture, and engineering is engineering is still a valuable skill, but coding, as like just writing code, is not that valuable anymore. When you see all this AI things, half of it's real, half of it's marketing. Um, I tried OpenClaw last week. So initially, I installed it inside a Docker container, but it could not. After the first installation, I installed it in my WSL. So I did not get a Mac Mini or anything. It just created a WSL inside my Windows machine and install it there. It does take up quite a large amount of it does take up a lot of tokens. So I don't know, I'll have to like try a local model like a llama or something. It's an interesting technology. It's open source, so if you look at ChatGPT or Claude, they want you to like use their platform. So open close, I mean, it's all prompting and guardrails, but the personality is kind of different. Um, a lot of people are building a lot of agents and skills and stuff like that. I don't know. I have to like explore. So today is the basically after today there's a long weekend, the Easter weekend, but the weather has spring is starting, but it's not there yet. It's not like hiking weather, but hopefully I mean I am like waiting for like everything to bloom and spring to like start. So in order to like make winter more exciting, I've been going on like networking events. I went to a pottery workshop organized by this tech community. There are a lot of tech communities in Toronto. So that's been I don't know, as I'm getting like older, I feel like I don't know, I feel like I'm finding joy in things, little things like doing things with your hands, like pottery, or like cooking a good meal, um, having making a good coffee at home, simple things like that. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like, also I realized you have to like give your brain some dead space every day, like without listening to anything, without no stimulation. That's when your brain reorganizes everything. It improves your creativity, improves your recall, and clarity about things. Otherwise we are basically living in a distracted world. As someone who grew up in early 2000s, um, I kind of feel the difference after. I mean, there was a time when I just listen to, and I just pick up my phone from my bed right after I wake up. I try not to do that anymore. I have like hard timers on my Instagram, my YouTube, um, everything on my phone. So if I have to like scroll on Instagram, I have to like open it on my desktop, and it's really not the same experience. So I just don't do it anymore. So what has happened? Oh, I figured out that I am really low on B12. Maybe my body is not good at like processing B12, or sometimes if you are a coffee drinker, even decaf can affect your B12 absorption. I'm primarily a non-vegetarian, so I never expected my B12 levels to go that low, but it will affect your cognitive capabilities. It will like basically like lower your energy levels. So it's something to like uh, test. So while I've been like mastering causal inference, I've been uh, doing a lot of projects in R again. um, yeah, studying R has been fun. It's something, I mean, half of my master's courses were and projects were in R, but I never really used R in a work setup. So it's been exciting. And so in AI, there are other areas too. I mean, a lot of researchers don't really agree with the fact that LLMs are that intelligent. So there are research going on in symbolic AI and world models. Um, so it's when you see something like go super viral, always understand there is a marketing part to it. And this winter, I feel more like, I think last year I was mostly focused on like setting up everything, finding an apartment. We were in like, when you move to like a new place, initially it's like walking around in a dream state because everything around you is kind of non-familiar. Like grocery stores, everything is like so overwhelming, but eventually you get used to it. A lot of things become your muscle memory, and then you um, start to like feel things. And this time I feel like winter has been so long, and I can feel it. So don't forget to like take your vitamin D, your supplements. um Also, I switched from like Samsung S6 Lite. I don't know if you're interested in tablets, but I've been using a Samsung S6 Lite tablet. This is the one. It's like a 10.4-inch tablet. So I switched from this one to like a bigger tablet because I take a lot of notes on Samsung notes. I thought I would enjoy a bigger tablet, but now that have it, this one like feels really lightweight. So when the tablet gets bigger without the case and everything, it feels okay. But when you put on a case, it just gets really heavy. But the screen is really nice. The I went from a 6 Lite to like S10 Plus. Ultra seems like a laptop almost, so I didn't want to get that. I got S10 Plus. The screen is really nice for media consumption. OLED is OLED. The quality is amazing. Uh, but the convenience of a smaller tablet is something that I'm missing. But yeah, I think I will get used to it. So I'm kind of conflicted between glossy screen guard and a paper like matte screen guard, because so this is my old S26 Lite and I recently switched to an S10 Plus. I do take a lot of notes, and you know I consume YouTube and other media, movies, Netflix, but I don't know. This one has an LCD screen and this one has a OLED screen. So I'm kind of worried that the paper like matte protector will reduce the brightness and color saturation. So there is clearly a difference between the screens. I don't know, but this one has this screen guard has a lot of glare and my apartment has a lot of light. It's kind of counterintuitive to like put a paper like screen on like an OLED screen, paper like screen guard on an OLED screen. I feel like, so I'm really conflicted. Maybe I should try it. I don't know. Overall, this tablet was getting really slow. I've been using it since 2022, so it's been 4 years. And this one was released in 2024, I think. I got it refurbished from Best Buy. Um, but like no, I mean it's as good as new. Um, Using AI in a full data science workflow. So I have used the data science agent by Google, which is available on Google Colab. You could just ask a question and it will write the code, but it never really worked for me. The main problem with data science that I saw was there's always like an output, but the output is wrong. So if you're just like a if you're someone who if you're a person who's not really familiar with how to read or interpret outputs like p values, you're you still get an output and like a whole analysis, and your output could be like so wrong sometimes. uh, they You are supposed to like subtract pre from post, and the agent does it the opposite way. uh, I also tried building agents on my own, and just to like see, I'm not getting into like agent care or anything, but just to see what are the steps. So it's basically just prompting, and all these fancy things like MCP, reflection. It's all just new terms to like uh, write things into a modular functional way. So with AI, the workflow is much faster, but data science is like a field where there's a lot of human judgment and domain expertise. So I don't know, we will see. Maybe there will be like specific agents trained for that, like Google's Google agent. I mean, they do like an average job. So do I miss like Kerala? Yeah, I miss monsoon. When we when I used to live there, monsoon is I always like loved rain. I miss food, like not Kerala food from like restaurant, the food that my parents make at their home with things they grow and stuff like that. Like, so I miss that. Do I miss anything else? Of course, miss people and get-togethers, gatherings and stuff, celebrations, stuff like that. But career-wise, I feel like there's a lot of interesting things happening here, especially in AI. While I was in Kochi, I have never really thought about community for work. Um, there's not much of community for work, so like working with like volunteering for a non-profit, these are things. There's definitely a hype effect when it comes to AI, because remember when metaverse came out a few years ago, and people were like everybody will be owning properties, living in metaverse, everything will be in virtual, and Meta shut down metaverse like a few days ago. um so it's not like everything. It's, I mean, you know one thing I one while I was like doing an analysis, then the data science agent essentially generated a graph which was wrong. But you have to like you have to have a concept, you have to know how to do things to even understand that the graph is wrong in wrong. So but as but I feel like this has been like I guess almost all computer science people are going to like uh, a an existential crisis, because there is not going to be like so many people sitting around coding and building features in a team. I don't think it's going to come back. It's like I think the team sizes are going to like, it's already happening, but team sizes will shrink a lot and the field will still be there, but I don't think it's going to employ a lot of people. So, one thing I noticed in interviews is like the company who used to like do assessments online with a virtual setup is now moving on to like full from end to end on site assessments. So there's a switch in everything, and everything is moving so fast. So also, if you want like a really good course for to learn deep learning, this is one of the best they have. So I mean, they have been doing this, uploading this lectures on YouTube for like 9 years. At this point, it's on the channel Alexander Amini. Um, it's pretty good to understand how. So they update the content every semester. So it's pretty useful to understand how networks work and stuff like that. But and update your knowledge based on what's going on right now. But I've, to be very honest, I've never seen like a online course, even even this university course. I don't know, that is like that explains the math and derivations like a proper masters. So I don't know, uh, but if you already have like a really good base in linear algebra and calculus, I think you will pick up with um, I think you can pick up from books. So that's, yeah. It's like 6 p.m. right now, but it's really sunny. The sunset is at like 8 p.m. So we thought we would go for a walk. Today's Friday evening, so it's been a while since I got outside, and I just want to like go to the park and walk a little bit and complete my steps. So this is I'm just wearing a hoodie because it's like 8 degrees right now. It's a little bit chilly. Um, yeah, let's go. If I see something really nice, like spring flowers or something, uh, I'll include that in this video. So the lip gloss that I'm wearing is Romant, uh, a brown shade. I really like the lasting lip balms. They have enough color and I feel like they stay for a while. So pretty nice.